Welcome to part 12 of the Runabout USS Ganges build-up. Made some really good progress on the model kit that I wanted to share with you. We've got both of the wings and the nacelles attached to the model now. They've been drying overnight, so hopefully they should be set in place now. One of the things that I have done, which was a tip given to me by Carly Morris from the Sci-Fi Styrene Addiction UK forum, was to place some card underneath both of the wings to help keep them away from the body, because there is meant to be a gap that runs sort of straight through really from the wing and the main body of the ship. The main reason for that is the fact that the middle section of the ship really is detachable from the rest of it. So you do need that little gap there. So that's looking well. So hopefully that should all be dried up by now, so I should be able to go back in and sort some of the wiring out. But the main wires for the nacelles and the pylons, for the nacelles and the wings, they're temporarily in place at the moment with the main grouping of wires. And as you can most probably see, we've got the power jack in place there. So what I'll do is I will turn all the lights out, get the lights on the model on, so we can have a look and see what she looks like. So here goes. So that's what she's starting to look like now with the lights on. So you can see that we've got a nice steady glow coming through from the Bazaar scoops. We've also got the nav lights at the front, and we've also got the warning lights at the top for the warp core. We've also got the blue on the warp core lit up as well, and then we've also got the nav lights at the rear of the ship. The only things that I haven't actually wired in at the moment is the anti-collision lights at the back and the one at the top. I'll wait to get those done with the one that goes on the underside. But as you can see there, it's not looking too bad. The light levels aren't really being washed out on the camera, so that kind of tells me that the glow that I really need from this ship is somewhere in the ballpark. So I'm really happy with the progress on that. All I need to do now is just muck about with the resistors for the rear cabin, because they are a little bit too bright. It would be like sitting on the surface of the sun at the moment in there. So I just need to muck about with those and get those spot on. But hopefully all I need to do is just take out the 680R resistor that's in there and just replace that with a 1K, and that should bring the light level down to where it should be. The lights at the front, they're not actually connected in yet, and they won't be connected in until such time that I've got the cockpit section in there. But the lights in there are giving me the right kind of light that I need to come through. So that's all looking good. And the other good thing is now that the sensor dome is fully operational. There's a couple of light leaks on there that I do need to go in and sort out. But if we just place this on there like so, it's just there you go. So that's what that's starting to look like with the sensor dome in place, and we've got the nice little lights that are coming through from there, and you can hopefully see that on the bottom of it there is a nice little glow on the bottom of the sensor dome coming through from the warp drive. So if we just sort of zoom in just slightly, you'll hopefully be able to see the detail that's there. So there you go. That gives you a good idea of what that's like. For some reason, they are being washed out by the camera, which is a bit weird considering that the other lights are a lot brighter and they're not being washed out. But we've basically got on this side, on the top, we've got a yellow light, and then we've got a blue light at the bottom there. Now, on the instructions, it does actually call for those colours to be there on either side. So the only modifications that I've actually made to this myself are the green lights on this side. You've got 2 green lights, and then in the middle you've got 3 red lights, and then on the other side you've got 2 orange lights, and they've all been done with the Tamiya clear paints. So that's looking pretty good. And as I say, with this, if I can either display it like this, or I can just take that off and have it displayed like that. So that's pretty good. And as you can see, the lights just instantly come on. Oh, they're a little bit flickery there. That's better. There you go. Sorry, excuse me. You just have to make sure that you get the magnets lined up properly for the current to come through in a nice sort of, I guess, even flow, if you like, really. But she's not looking too bad. Let me just pan back out again for you. So all I need to do now, as I say, is just go back in, work on the resistors on the back end. Once I'm happy with that, I can then get the cockpit in and the rear cabin in. I'll then be able to get all of the anti-collision lights wired up, and then I can go back into testing phase again. So as soon as I've got some more progress done to this, I will come back to you. Okay, so I've made a little bit more progress on the kit. I've got all of the lights running now. The anti-collision lights I've got temporarily wired up into the main bunch of wires. I just wanted to show you what they look like. But as you can see from there, that's alright. We've got a dodgy connection on the wire there. It's just the wire that goes into the power jack that's causing the problem there. But as you can see there, we've got all of the wires, sorry, all of the lights installed that we need to. I've also removed the protective film from the glass.
Give me a bellyache, and I got a beauty right now.
And I do apologise, that's an email that's come in. So let me just try and turn this over without the wires, without the lights cutting out. Yeah, they're still a bit dodgy. That one we've lost connection on properly at the moment, but as you can see there, that's not looking too bad. And we've now got the right kind of glow that we need coming through from those windows, which is absolutely fantastic. So that just basically now means that I can button this up and or get the bottom section in and get the whole thing buttoned up. So as soon as that's done, I will come back to you. Okay, so we've made some really good progress to the kit now. All the wiring sorted out. The interior kit is sorted out now. There's just a couple of fit issues with the interior kit around the back end, which I'm going to need to try and resolve, and around this side as well. It's just not mating up properly, and it's just a bit too tight to actually try and get the bottom section of the hull on. I don't really want to try and sort of glue it and force it into position, because I got a funny feeling that if I was to do that, it's just going to snap open anyway. So I just need to try and sort out the fit issues around the back and around this side before I commit to gluing it together. And I also, now it's all in one piece, I just want to really sort of test it some more, or test the lights some more before I carry on and sort of commit to sealing the model up. But she's not looking too bad at the moment. I'm quite happy with the progress. Again, if we just get the sensor dome on the top, you can see there that she's lighting up quite nicely. The lights on the inside, they do to me actually look as though they are at the right levels. You can't really see them on in this level of light, which is pretty much well what I wanted really. It's for me, it's just meant to be a sort of a dim glow more than anything else. Now it's not quite dark at the moment, but what I'll do is I will switch off the lights. Hopefully that will give you a better sense of the lighting on the inside. So I'll just get those switched off for you. So there you go. Hopefully you should be able to see there the glow from the lights coming through now. So you can see the level of lights there. What I'll do is I'll just take you off the stand, and we're going to vomit comet mode, so you can have a look at this. So if we look in the front of the cockpit first, you should hopefully be able to see some of the detail that's coming through there. If we just pan up, you'll see the lights at the back end of the model kit on the rear bulkhead there, and then you can see the pilot. He is actually cast in shadow at the front, but that's because we couldn't really get too many lights to the front of the ship there. But if we go around to the side window and see if we can just take a peek in there. Let's just let's move the camera around, so I just need to get into a bit of an awkward position here. So there you go, you can see some of the detail there, and you can see the back of the pilot, which is great. And then if we just pan around, you can see the lights there at the top of the cockpit doors, and then you can also see the one on the rear of the door there, and there is another one up there just about that you can see. And then if we take a little look in this window, I just need to reposition the model slightly so we can try and get a better view. You might not be able to see in there too well by the looks of things, but in there is the transporter room. Let's see if we can tilt the model to one side. No, it's not going to show up really, but you can actually in person see the transporter pad in there. And then if we go to the rear end, you can see the crew quarters at the back. And then I still need to sort the light leaks out on the sensor dome at the top. Sorry for the shakiness of this. And then if we just turn the model around, there you go, we should hopefully now be seeing the rear end in the cockpit, so we might be able to get a better view now, but we're at a decent angle. So there you go, you can actually see the little man standing up there in the back. Now before with the lighting he was actually cast in shadow, so it's good to see that he's visible now. And then if we just go around the sides there, you can see the little man's there still, and you can pick out his uniform, which is great, which is you couldn't really do before. And then if we just bring the model around this way, that's it. And then if we look in through the side window there, you can see the little man again. And then if we come up here, we're now at the front of the ship again, but you're not really, I'm not able to get the camera in close enough really to get a good view through there, but you can, when I look through it myself, I can actually see the transporter room. And there we go, we've got another view of the cockpit there through one of the other front windows. And then if we pan around slightly and tilt the camera up, you'll be able to see some more of the little lights that are in there. So it's not looking too bad. I'm really happy with the progress made on this kit now, and as you can see, we've just got some more little light leaks on that to deal with. And then if we turn that around, it's still not really on the power connector, still a little bit loose at the moment. But you can see there we've got a nice little steady glow coming off the warp drive, off the warp core, hitting the bottom of the sensor dome there, which is really great. And I'm not sure whether you can make out the different colours in there, because they are sort of being washed out really, but they're not that bad in person. But that's what the model's looking like at the moment. Let me just get you back on the stand. So all I need to do, as I say, is just go in and just fix a couple of the minor issues with a fit of the interior kit. And once that's been done, and I've got all of those light leaks done, I'll be able to get this thing sealed up completely. But as I say, I'm just going to test this for a little while longer before I do anything else. So that's about it for the moment. I will come back to you as soon as I've got the whole all put together. So we've made some more progress on the model. We've now got it all in one piece. There are a few fit issues with the bottom of the kit though, unfortunately. You can most probably see there that there's some big gaps. Now what I'm going to need to try and do is go back in and sort of push the side of the model in and then down again. For some reason these parts are fairly ill-fitting. Now you'll see that all the lines on this side match up absolutely perfectly. But then also if we turn the kit around, you'll see that they're actually out by a little bit, which is a bit of a shame. Now that is in place properly, there's no gaps anywhere around on this. And again, we've still got these little bits here where they're just refusing to go together properly, and also down around that end, and also at the back end as well. There's some pretty horrendous gaps. So what I'm going to need to do is I'm just going to need to sort of go back in and try and get these bits in as best as I possibly can before I even attempt to putty them, because some of these parts just haven't stuck really down around those areas. Now I did notice when I was putting this kit together, the top half is actually sort of splayed out slightly more than the bottom, and I think that's what's actually causing all these fit issues. So before I do anything else, I'm going to have to try and recorrect those. One of the other problems that I'm facing as well at the moment is the fact that I don't actually have any clamps that are big enough to get around the whole of this ship and actually hold that in place whilst I'm trying to glue it. So I'm having to do it with the old sort of masking tape method, which is proving to be slightly difficult. So, but there you go. Those, I suppose, you know, these things happen occasionally. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry on and try and get all of those parts glued down a bit more before I start the puttying stage. As I say, I'd rather have good contact all over the place with the glue. Then at least that way I know that this thing isn't going to pop open. The other good thing is I've now got the stand-in for this kit, so I'm going to be able to get the diorama base sorted out for this. I've also got the stand-in finally for the DS9 space station as well. So once I've got this model finished, I'm then going to turn my attention to the DS9 model and get that finished off completely, and then once I've done that, I'll then come back to the stand on this kit. I mean, hopefully the DS9, it's only the stand that needs to be done, so hopefully that that won't take too long to do that. But as soon as I've got some more progress on this, I will come back to you. Okay, so made some more progress on the model kit. We've got all of the seams filled in there, and as you can see towards the back end there, they do get a bit large, which is a bit of a shame, but never mind, you know, these things happen. It's all part of modelling. We've got the front end as well all sealed in, and also down the side there as well. Not too worried about these parts here, as we're going to have the little phaser array emitter that kind of bolts onto the side. There will be a little bit of work there that needs to be done. And we've also got the back end in as well now. That's all filed down and smoothed, and down the side there as well, and also on the other side as well. I have had a little bit of a problem with the front ends here. I've had to basically go in with microcrystal clear glue to actually get those to conform. The main reason being is that these two parts, the upper and the lower section of the hull, weren't fitting well together at all. And I was a bit worried about the structural integrity of it, so I just decided to go in with the microcrystal clear glue and inject that into the gaps. That should hopefully then keep those as solid as a rock now. So all I need to do is just go over and paint those bits, and that should be fine. I can just paint those in the light grey, and that'll be fine. Just a couple of areas around the front there that I just need to go in and sort out, but that's about it, and then it'll be ready for all of the panel shading to be done. I guess the good thing about this is because the panel you've got the panel lines on this. I knew I'd get that one out eventually, because we got the separate panel lines on here. I'm not really going to have to go in and sort of do lots of masking off and then spraying and then go back in to do the panel lines. Where I've got these edges here, I can just literally go in on the panel lines themselves and mask off there and start doing the different colours, like the silver grey and the blue greys and whatnot. So hopefully, you know, that won't take too long to deal with. I think the worst part really is just going to be the front part there. I'm just going to have to mask off the whole of this front section here just to spray this front bit, but that's okay, it's not a problem. As I say, you know, it'll take a few minutes to do that. It'll take a little while, but you know, we're not in any rush to get this finished. So yeah, that's about it for the moment. I know this video is running a bit long now, so I will catch up with you. I do believe in the dreaded unlucky number for some update, where hopefully this will be completely finished, and I'll be making a start on the base. So until then guys, thanks for watching, and please do take care.